welcome back to another video. I know I don't sound very excited, and that's for two reasons. One, because it's really early in the morning and I just woke up. And two, I have to talk about Saber. So, first off, before we start anything, just a really quick announcement video. Everything that's on this channel is gonna get moved, not everything, but like every review thing is going to be re-edited so it's copyright friendly, and will be uploaded on my review channel, which will be in the description. Go look in the description for that channel because starting January 1st, 2021, everything other than the clips will be moved over to my review channel. That's including the streams, my Gaim retrospective that I'm going to be doing, the Pokemon discussion podcast that's going to be coming back. Everything that will just be moved over to the Gintara's reviews. So, yeah, link in the description to that channel. If you like that content, go subscribe to that channel because that's the only place you're going to be getting it from now on. This channel is just for the clips. So if you're watching this, I'm betting you are enjoying my reviews and discussions, so you're probably going to want to subscribe to that channel if you're watching this video. Yeah, okay, I'll shut up about that now. So, Saber. It's the quarterway point of Saber. Also, sorry, I forgot to stream. And, cause I woke up at like past 8 o'clock, which is normally when I stream. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna stream. Also, I didn't even finish, Taiga, episode 6 through 10, because of all the Christmas stuff. So, sorry about that. That will be happening next week if you were looking forward to it today. Well, it's not happening today. It's happening next week. But, let's start off with the good of what there is. First off, the music. The music for Saber has been really good so far. There's one particular thing I'll point out at the very end of the good, because it's the best thing of the show so far. But the opening and ending theme, great. The ending theme is one of my favorite songs. The ending is one of my favorite Kamen Rider songs of all time, so that helps. The suits. The suits so far have been amazing. I really like, even like for the forms that I hate that exist in general, like Lion Senki and Crimson Dragon, I still love the suits. Kamen Rider Kenzan. The fact that he exists, the fact that we have a technically the first main series Ninja Kamen Rider to ever exist, is amazing. I don't think Kamen Rider Shinobi counts, so Kenzan is definitely the first. Also, he's green, which is my favorite color, so that helps. Caliber's backstory. I really like Caliber's backstory. The little we got was still really good. And that's all thanks. Oh, I'm talking about the previous Saber's backstory for turning into Caliber, and that's all thanks to all the episodes that are written by Keiichi Hasegawa. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Minus one little thing that we'll get to later, which he probably had to do anyways, but he handled it pretty well. This is more just the main writer's fault for wanting this to happen. Lastly, the movie theme. The movie theme is amazing. This is probably in my top 5 writer and maybe even Tokusatsu of all time, because this song is amazing. So now, with that short little thing, we get to the bad. The characters. I don't like how there are so many characters. And they just show up out of nowhere with no explanation. Like, as much as I like Kamen Rider Kenzan existing, I'd like it more if he had an actual reason for existing. Like, they're in episode 6, I think, they're just, like, having a good time. Oh, yeah. And then he just walks in, he's like, hey, guys, how you doing? I'm a main character now. I'll get more into that later. Mai is a little. If that's even her name. Mai, is that even her name? I don't know her. But Mai has gotten a little less annoying. She's actually bearable in the show now. At least. By the way, I haven't seen episode 16 yet, so none of my thoughts will be about episode 16, but. Except one that I really need to talk about, which will be at the very end, because the one I hate the most. Oh, here we go. Here's the big one. I know a lot of you people were unhappy about this in the other one, saying, oh, it's a kid's show, and of course they have to sell toys, that's how they get money, but the power-up imbalance, or the power-up unbalance. Okay, so I get that they need to sell toys, but what they don't need to do is they don't need to give Toma 15 million forms, give Rintaro 4 forms, give Kento 3 forms, and give everybody else 1 or 2. Actually, I think everybody so far has 2 forms. Mine is Psycho, but we know he gets Psycho Shadow later on, so. Like, I can't even count how many forms Toma has at this point. He also has a movie form, which I was expecting from the beginning. Like, no one else can use, other than when the, Buster, Kenzan, and Slash, switched up their books for an episode. Nobody is allowed to use any other person's books except Toma. Like, you don't see Rintaro just pulling out the needle hedgehog key and putting it in. You don't just see Kento just pulling out the Brave Dragon book. Did I say key earlier? I meant book if I did. You don't see Kento pulling out the Brave Dragon book and just using it, becoming Dragon Alan Gina. Which is what Toma did. He's just like, oh, yep, Kento's dead. Might as well just take his book and use it, because why not? Like, why couldn't Kenzan get a power-up form? He just gets a little extra shield add-on that's supposed to be the 3 little pigs, but I don't see how that's supposed to be the 3 little pigs. The villains. This was a big letdown for me, starting with episode 1. Mainly because we left off on 01, which one of the villains was one of my favorite characters of the entire series, Jin. And we go from that to... I can't even remember any of their names. Other than Caliber, and he's dead. And also Disaster, but he's only been in like 3 or 4 episodes. And it's like, oh yeah, he's going to be important, and then he doesn't show up for like 5 episodes. Oh yeah, he's important, and then he doesn't show up for another 5. It's like, is he important? Is he an important villain or not? But I don't really have a lot to say about the villains, just that they're completely forgettable, and it's not fun when you can't remember any of the characters' names, unless they're like really complicated. But these aren't. It's like Lego. The unimportance of Dragon Arthur. Okay, this might be the fault of Keiichi Hasegawa, mainly because he didn't know what Dragon Arthur was gonna be. It was gonna be, and they just told him that they had to that like he had to write him getting Dragon Arthur in a two-parter, and or it could just be the fault of the main writer, even though it wasn't written by him. But they built up Dragon Arthur to be the super powerful form, like so powerful, like it's gonna be better than any form that any of them have, and it's gonna be the best form they can ever have. And he has a giant mecha, and oh my god, he turns into a sword, and this was really cool. This is like one of the best parts of the entire show so far. And then the next episode, he just gets Crimson Dragon, like nothing happened. And Crimson Dragon's supposed to be even stronger than King of Arthur, or Dragon Arthur. And that leads me to my next point: getting Crimson Dragon in a Kamen Rider, getting Crimson Dragon in Kamen Rider Slash's introduction episode. Why? You couldn't have picked any other episode to give him Crimson Dragon. You had to give him Crimson Dragon then. Right after you established that Dragon Arthur was the strongest form that anybody ever had, and it's just like, oh, yep, I got this now, which is supposed to be even stronger. Does that mean every form they get is even stronger than the next? But, I mean, that would make sense. Eventually, they're just going to get to the point where they're getting so many new power-ups that they're just going to explode from all the power. Like, he couldn't handle Crimson Dragon before, but then, like, 3 episodes later, he just gets, I'm getting ahead of myself there, but, he gets, what's it called? Dragon Ignite. Shouldn't he not be able to handle that even more? The amount of writers in the show. And I talked about this a little bit with the characters, but I'm going to talk about it a little more. I want to save some of my thoughts for this, because most of it applies with this. The amount of writers that are in the show. I already don't like, because it's already seeming like a Sentai show, and I don't want writer to become the new Sentai. Maybe they're thinking this is going to get Sentai more popular, but no, it's just, I think it's just making writer less popular, because Sentai is less popular than writer. So if they're making writer more like Sentai, it's going to make writer less popular. So I don't like how there's so many writers, and a lot of them outshadow another person. Okay, I said this in my Discord server, by the way, link in the description to my Discord server, but I was talking to someone about Saber so far, and he said he didn't mind the many writers, and I said I wouldn't mind them either if they did it like Ryuki did, where the main 5 to 6-ish writers, none of them overshadowed any other one. Sure, there were mostly episodes focusing on Shinji and Ren, but we'd spent entire episodes focusing on, like, what's his name? Zolda, or Oja, or I haven't gotten far enough to get to Tiger, but I'm guessing they got some for Tiger. We got some for Raya. Like, we didn't get like, even Scissors, who was only in, like, 2 episodes, we knew a decent amount about. We probably knew more about him than we know about Buster right now. What we know about Buster right now is that he is a dad who cares about his child. So, he has common sense. That's what we know about him. That he has common sense. Okay. Kenzan. What do we know about him? He is excited about stuff. He over exaggerates about stuff. That's it. He looks up to Kento, I guess. He showed that in one episode and didn't again, except for the time where he cried over him dying, which would make sense for anybody to do. So, we don't really know that much about him. Again, like if they did it like what they did in Ryuki, I wouldn't mind the amount of writers so much. Kento dying so soon. And this is not the fault of, I said this earlier, this has to do with Keiichi Hasegawa, but it's not his fault. It's the fault of the main writer, because he's the one who decided to kill off Kento so early, and not give him enough character in his episodes. So what Keiichi Hasegawa did is he actually gave Kento character before he died. But the backside of that is he's giving Kento so much character, but as soon as he gets so much character, he just dies. That's the one thing I didn't like about that. Like, if he just wrote him the same way the main writer did, I'd say it would have worked out a lot better, because I'd be like, oh yeah, Kento, I don't care about him, he can just die. But he actually made me care about Kento, and then he died. This is, I want to say it's sort of like the new Kiria death, except that he didn't die on Christmas. And I'm still thinking they're going to bring him back, because he's still in the intro. At least until episode 15. But I guess episode 16 is the start of a new arc, so I don't know. The unimportance of Crimson Dragon. Remember when I said he got Crimson Dragon in Kamen Rider Slash's introduction episode? And it was like the biggest power up he could ever get, stronger than even Dragon Arthur, which he got in the very last episode. Well, 3 episodes later, he gets Crimson Dragon, which is supposed to be even stronger. And, or not Crimson, Dragon Ignite, which is supposed to be even stronger. So, Crimson Dragon is basically just obsolete now. There you go. Also, I didn't write it on here, but another thing I want to talk about, the new books. The whole idea of the sword driver was, and the different types of the sword drivers, was that you could put 3 books in it. And that was supposed to be the big feature of it, that there were 3 books and different combos, like O's. They did it, even with the medals that weren't a part of the original set, like Putotira and Burawakami, I think it was. They all kept the 3 medal theme. But the Wonder Ride books, we get to episode 12 or 11, something like that, with episode 11 with Jiao Dragon, and we just get like it's not even 3 books; it's just one big one, which I'm fine with because it's Caliber. Sort of makes sense because he doesn't have 3 books; he only has 1. But then we get to episode 13 with Dragon Ignite, and Toma just gets this giant book that he uses. Like, what happened to having 3 books and needing 3 books to be super strong? Nope, I just got 1 big book to put in here, and boom. Same with Lion Daisenki. Just a giant book. Not 3 really powerful books. No, just 1. And that would have even made sense for like selling toys, because you'd be able to sell 3 of them for the same, like, Just make three of the same books with a bigger attachment, kind of like what they did with Shining Hopper. Because like if you go on Amazon at least, Shining Hopper, just the regular Shining Hopper by itself, even though all it adds is like a little plastic piece on the top and or on the front and back, it's like 40 more bucks than a regular progress key. Yeah, just do that 3 times, you get more money. Boom. But no, they had to be lazy and just make a giant book and not even stay with a theme. Like, Bandai, Toei, I am teaching you guys how to sell more toys, which is what your goal is, and you're not even doing that right. The unimportance of Fantastic Lion. Remember when episode 7, when Rintaro was trying to unlock Fantastic Lion for the entire episode? He finally got it, saved everyone, and he was so amazing. It's like, yes, I have finally unlocked my true power. This didn't happen as early as Dragon Ignite did, but he just gets King Lion Daisenki. Or, yeah, Lion Daisenki? King Lion Daisenki? Whatever. One of those two. This isn't as bad of a case as Crimson Dragon is, but the fact that he's getting another power up and nobody else is, and they basically just killed off Kento, so they didn't have to give him a power up, even though that would have sold them more toys. I probably shouldn't have added this onto the list because I don't mind it as much. Uh, because Rintaro deserved a new power up. It's just it came a little too soon after Fantastic Lion, and that was supposed to be the brand new form. That came like I think 7 episodes after that. And if you think 7 episodes is about a month, and I don't, that doesn't really have to do it. That doesn't really have to do anything. But I that just kind of annoyed me that he just got that so soon. But again, it doesn't annoy me as much as the other ones. The last thing, he turns into a sword. I'm not joking. If you haven't seen episode 16, sorry, but there's gonna be some spoilers here. He turns into a sword. What? That's not a Kamen Rider. That's if he turns into a sword. That's not a Kamen Rider. Can he ride a motorcycle as a sword? No. Sure, he has Psycho Shadow later on, but that's not even that. The actual Kamen Rider Psycho is the sword. Psycho Shadow is just a lifeless body that's carrying the sword. At least I think so. That's what it seems like. Unless I'm completely wrong. No. 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 Just no. No. I'm done. I'm done. I think I might have officially given up on Saber at this point. Because of everything that's happened. I knew from the start I wasn't going to be that excited for Saber because he had the same head writer as Ghost. But I wasn't gonna say anything about that because XA didn't hook me, but 01 was really good to me. So I I tried it, and I don't think I'm gonna totally give up on Saber, but I'm at least going to be less excited for Saber. But episode 16 was written by Keiichi Hasegawa, so maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'm done with this because I can't keep talking about Saber. Yeah, go sub to my review channel. Yeah, goodbye.